Hello, welcome to Inner Kid Keto. I am approaching weight loss from both an emotional piece of it, a metaphysical piece, a spiritual sense. I already lost a lot of weight with the keto food plan, but dealing with the feelings and the aftermath has its own challenges. And this channel, Inner Kid Keto, addresses those challenges. And I'm sharing with you lessons I'm getting along the way and things that I've learned over the years. But I have a today lesson that's pretty amazing. I have shared before in some of my earlier videos how I absolutely love the works of Carlos Castaneda's. He wrote Journey to Ixtlan, A Yaqui Way of Knowledge, different things like this. And he mentioned that he was a native from Mexico, and he tells in his books a story where if you're walking along a trail and you're struggling with the problem and you get an answer and then a bird flies up, that's an agreement from the universe. So I have taken that to heart. One of my favorite books is Illusions, maybe the most favorite book. I have bought it probably at least 4 or 5 times, and I've probably given it away at least 20. And I had given away my last one a couple of years ago. And finally, only about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, I thought, I don't have an Illusions book. I think I should reorder it. And I order it at a used book site, abebooks.com. And it comes when it comes because it goes through a secondary bookstore and eventually it arrives. The cover of that book is this. It has a blue feather on it. Okay? I mentioned in another earlier video how I see blue feathers as signs, as agreements from the universe. I mentioned how when I lived in Lowell, Massachusetts, I applied for a job at a nursing home. I believe it was Blair House in that area. Went for the interview, thought it went well. Came out to my car. There was snow all over the ground, but on top of the car, the snow right by my passenger door was a blue feather. And I thought, this is a sign. I'm going to get the job. And I did, and I loved it, and I stayed for quite a while until I needed to move on to Virginia Beach. But it was a sign. So you can see how I'm already pre-set up to look for blue feathers as a sign. So today is definitely a blue feather day. Over the weekend, I had a struggle in a relationship of someone that I've been close to, befriended, worked with in a variety of ways for several years. And I had a falling out. It was a pretty severe falling out to the point of disrespectful language back and forth, an uncomfortable, shocking, sad, painful ending. And some other friends were involved, some other people, and I shared my concern with them and my frustration and my sadness, and so it goes, right? And this happened Saturday morning. Today's Monday. One of the ladies that I shared these feelings with sent me this message that she found on Facebook, and I'm going to read it to you because I don't know who wrote it. I wish I did, but it's beautiful. That woman is a clairvoyant, I'm a clairvoyant, and she knows that we have that in common. So here's the message. You have a soft heart and a pure soul. That's why you feel everything so deeply. Be clear on one thing. This is your superpower, not your weakness. The world needs more of you, so don't suppress who you are. I suspect many of you listening to this are going to resonate to these words. Please pay attention. It is not your job to heal every person you meet, but it's your job to make sure your kind nature remains intact throughout your journey. Stay close to those who genuinely appreciate you, and stay far away from those whose only goal is to take advantage of your energy. You are one of the rare gems the universe has blessed with heightened clairvoyance and divinity. Keep shining your light everywhere you go. Well, these words were so helpful to me and so healing to me. And I reached out to her. She's on a different time zone. And a couple of other friends that know of this person in my situation. I let people help me because I was really hurting. I was really sad, really frustrated, disappointed. I'm human. I get hurt just like anybody else. So today's Monday, and I needed to go to the dentist. I finally got my new little partial tooth back, but I was having the need for an adjustment. It was still hurting a little bit, and the dentist set me up for an appointment at 9:40. So I drive to town, drive to the community where the dentist is, and get more negative feedback from this person on the internet, on texting and email. And I finally had it. I was at the post office. I was in the parking lot at the post office to drop something off. And I set a boundary. I set a firm boundary, and I said, I am going to block you now. I don't have space for this anymore. And I pushed the block button, and I looked down on the ground, and I found a blue feather immediately, right after I pushed the button. And I said, there's my sign. The universe is blessing this choice. That was amazing. Then I go to the dentist. He's doing his little adjustments. He's a wonderful friend. And about 5 minutes into our appointment, he said, guess what I did this weekend? I ordered some mealworms on Amazon because I love bluebirds. And I wanted more bluebirds in my bird feeder area. And went on and on about bluebirds and how they came and how they used the water, the bath and everything. So there was the second bluebird within 10, 15 minutes. Then I needed to pick up something at the dollar store. So I go to the dollar store and I find these feathers, these iron-on feathers. And I said, given it's Blue Feather Day, I'm going to buy these feathers. And I put this on the shirt, just to honor this moment. Then the mail comes. That book I ordered 2 or 3 weeks ago, guess what arrived in today's mail? Illusions with the Blue Feather. That's 3 in one day. Somebody called, wanted a session with me. I said, no, I'm too fragile. I'm too upset. I wouldn't be good now. I'm going to walk out to my woods and do some anger work. I've talked to you before about pounding on logs and doing things. So I went out to the woods. I haven't been out there since last summer. Went out to my woods, and I have a labyrinth I had put out there, and I had circled a bunch of trees fell on it, but I had planted a bunch of daffodils. They were all in bloom. About 50 daffodils in the labyrinth. Even though the tree fell on it, even though it wasn't perfect, couldn't still walk the labyrinth. The daffodils were in bloom. Then I looked down, and you will not believe what I found. These were daffodils. And look, the new leaves were growing through the old leaf. This is exactly how I found it. Can you imagine that? Right in the labyrinth. If that isn't a sign of breakthrough, the green fresh thing through the old world into the new. Do you get it? The universe is saying, yes, Linda, yes. It's okay to set healthy boundaries with toxic people. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to honor yourself. It's okay to set boundaries with people who don't appreciate you. And I want to say to each and every one of you who has a toxic person in your life who doesn't appreciate you, set a boundary. Look for blue feathers. or whatever symbol that will make sense to you that you will hear. Maybe make yourself a feather shirt. Do something to honor you, to appreciate your gentle, kind, tender nature. Appreciate your strength as you release toxic things and lean into self-love, self-respect, self-esteem. This is a big day for me. I had a feather downstairs that wasn't blue, but I painted it and gave it to little Linda. And I see it was still wet, so it's got her little shirt blue and wet. Oh, well, we'll have to deal with that. But little Linda has a blue feather day, too. So today is Blue Feather Day. I will never forget today. Thank you for letting me share it with you. God bless you. And I hope you have many blue feather days as well as you have your personal breakthroughs, as you stand up for yourself and your dignity and not being abused or mistreated or put down or hurt or heartbroken by people you've been really good to for a very long time. That's all I got for today. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Inner Kid Keto, number 82, signing off.